Shabbat Shalom. Terrible. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
That's what I did when here at the day school. I'm taking that day school vibe. The energy here is very youthful, which is a positive thing. Wonderful to see everybody here on this not as cold Friday night, so thank God for that. It's getting a little bit warmer. It's almost as if God knew that Tu B'Shvat's coming up. I like the green coat. That was a good Tu B'Shvat nod there, the holiday of the trees. So we have a lot to be thankful for, a lot of gratitude to have, a lot of joy to give out in our hearts, a lot of love and happiness, and just a time to take a deep breath. Because we've had a long week, and now we get to have a little bit of joy, a little bit of singing, a little prayer. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna start off with a tune, Hinei Ma Tov. I bet you know it.
Hinei ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim kam yachad. 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 Hinei ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim kam yachad.
Now, as we turn to page 4 for the blessing of the Shabbat candles, we invite up the mother and the sister of our bar mitzvah, Ian, to join the cantor for the blessing of the Shabbat candles. Please rise, page 4. Oh, and other special ladies too.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Yeah, amen. You may be seated. And now we sing a song, a prayer, a praise of greetings to the Shabbat angels. We say we have extra angels for Shabbat. I think it's God's way of saying get a little bit of extra peace, a little extra holiness when you have the weekend. Thank God for that. So we turn to page 5 for Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem Leshalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon.
Sing to Adonai a new song. Sing to Adonai all the earth. Sing to Adonai. Praise God's name day after day. Tell of God's deliverance. Shiru Adonai, page 13.
שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, עשרו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, עשרו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו וקרואים כבודו, וכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומחולל מאוד. נערכו על כל אלוהים, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, עשרו מיום ליום ישועתו. כי כל אלוהי העמים מלינים, אדוני שמיים עשה, הוא גדול לפניו. עוז ותפארת במקדשו, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. יאללה לילה לי, יאללה לי, יאללה לילה לי, יאללה לי, יאללה לילה לי, יאללה לי, יאללה לילה לי, יאללה לי. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, עשרו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני, שירו לאדוני.
So we say you're going to sing a song to God. I think that's what you should be envisioning. It's on the mark, I would say. The heavens shall be glad and the earth rejoice to see in its fullness roar. We start with Yismechu on page 14, but remember, we're going to go to page 20 for a little Romemu, just to mix it up a little.
ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים,
We have sung to, we have praised the Shabbat angels, and now we are going to praise and sing to and imagine the Shabbat bride as if the bride is coming, which is why at the end we stand up for the bride. But for right now, we can just sing and enjoy ourselves with L'cha Dodi, page 23. You may be seated. For those who are currently in mourning, or if you are observing a yard site, I do invite you to turn to page 30 and to join me for the words of the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra kiroteh ve'amlich malchuteh, b'chayechon v'yomeichon u'b'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala b'zman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudasha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, damiram be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. And we greet those who are in mourning and who have had heaviness in their hearts. We also take a moment now to greet our neighbors, to wish them a Shabbat Shalom, make this a nice warm place for everyone here. So wish a Shabbat Shalom to your neighbor. Shabbos. Oh. Live in Houston, you know. Sure. Neighbors on the Bema. We are Bema neighbors. So whether this is your first time at Beth Yeshurun and you are new, or whether you've been here, coming here since longer than I've been alive, we welcome you to our Friday night services. We all rise. We turn to page 39 as our bar mitzvah Ian leads us on page 39 in the Baruch.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
And you may be seated. With timeless love, you have loved your people, the house of Israel. You have taught us Torah and mitzvot, statutes and laws. Therefore, Adonai our God, as we lie down and as we rise up, we shall speak of your laws, rejoicing in the words of your Torah and your mitzvot forever and ever. Avat Olam, page 40.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, בית ישראל עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת ונלמד בדברי תורתך, בשוכבנו ובקולמנו ובקולמנו, נשיח, נשיח, נשיח בחוקך. אהבת עולם בית ישראל, בית ישראל עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם לחיינו באורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. ואהבתך ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
We turn to page 41 as our bar mitzvah Ian leads us in the Shema and the V'ahavta. That's page 41.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha vechayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anochi metavecha hayom alavavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlektecha v'derech ushokbecha uvkumecha ukshaktav leotaya ha v'chayulo totafot b'neinecha uchtavtam amezuzot beitecha uvisharecha.
We continue silently with the paragraphs on page 42.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
Who was like you, Adonai, among the mighty? Who was like you, adorned in holiness, revered in praise, working wonders? My favorite Michamocha, page 44.
כל מלכותוי ברצון קיבלו אליהם. משה ומרים ובני ישראל, לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם
Yeah, right? You know, today is not just a Shabbat, not just special because it's Shabbat, not even just special because it's Shabbat and Ian's bar mitzvah, but it's also Shabbat Shirah, which basically means song Shabbat. And if ever there was a song, Shabbat, that's the best song for it. It's my favorite, just saying. And now to whiplash you, from that kind of pep and the vigor of Michamocha, we go to Hashkivenu on page 45. We are praying for God, for protection, for our need for solace and comfort in a world that's a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, a little bit tough. And we're praying Hashkivenu, please God, we need a little bit of a hug to get through these long nights. Page 45, Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tziteinu ulevoinu lechaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Sometimes I lay under the moon and I thank God I'm breathing. And then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, oh, one day, one day, one day. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, baruch atah Adonai, haporeh sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. We turn to page 46 as our bar mitzvah leads us in Vishamru, followed by the Chatzi Kaddish.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותיהם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת Shabbat Bayina Fash Beshamru Bnei Israel Et HaShabbat Lasos Et HaShabbat Ledotam Beritolam.
And we rise the middle of page 46 for the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yid Gadol ve'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabba Amen Ve'yamad Yifrach Yirutei Ve'yam Lichmochutei Ve'chayechon Uvyomechon Uv'chayedechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uvizman Kariv Ve'im Meru Amen Ba'agala Uvizman Kariv Ve'im Meru Amen Amen Yehesh Me Rabba Mevara Le'alam Lo Me'omaya Yibarach Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitha'ar ve'yithromam ve'yithnaseh ve'yithadar ve'yithaleh ve'yithala shemei dekudesha brichu le'elam mikol birchata ve'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata da amira ve'yama ve'imeru amen ve'imeru amen ve'imeru amen ve'imeru amen amen.
We now are at the point in our service for the silent Amidah. It's completely silent at night. This is your time to be with God, so say the words in your heart, say the words on your page, maybe some combination of the two. We have the Friday night Amidah found on page 47 through 52. We come back together. Shalom Rav, page 51.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam V'Shalom Rav Kol Yoshvei Tevel Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam V'Shalom Rav Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel Tasim Leolam Ki Ata Melech Adon L'chol HaShalom Ki Ata Melech Adon L'chol HaShalom Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam V'Shalom Rav Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel Tasim Leolam V'tol beinecha levarech et Amacha Yisrael B'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam V'Shalom Rav Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel Tasim Leolam Baruch Atah Adonai HaMevarech Et Amo Yisrael B'Shalom.
We continue our songs for peace with Oseh Shalom, page 52.
Oseh Shalom B'Ramah Oseh Shalom B'Ramah Hu yaseh Shalom Hu yaseh Shalom Hu yaseh Shalom Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down.
And we pray, may the one who makes peace in the heavens please bring peace to those of here on earth, because we certainly do need it. And to let us all say amen. And now we go from our prayers for peace for our prayers for healing. So if there's someone in your life who needs a little bit of healing, I want you to hold that name in your heart. Maybe it's you, maybe it's a friend, family member, Jewish, not Jewish. God actually loves everybody. So I want you to hold that name in your heart as we say the words of the Mishnah Berach prayer inside back cover of your Siddur. You may be seated as you turn to page 54 as Ian leads us in the Kaddish Shalem.
Yitgadavi Kadashem Me Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'amadi Vrachirute. Ve'amlich Malchute. V'chayechon u'v'yemechon u'v'hayedecho Beit Yisrael. Bagalav Izman Kariv. V'yimeru. Amen.
Yeheshme Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Le'olam Maya Yibarach
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitruma v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitala Shebei Dekudesha
Brichu
Le'ela Miko Birchata v'shirata Tishbechata v'nechemata Dami Rabbe Alma v'yimeru
Amen.
Tikabol selotechon uva utechon decho Yisrael Kodam avuchon devishmaya v'yimeru
Amen.
Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'oko Yisrael v'yimeru
Amen.
Oh say shalom imroma Huya say shalom aleinu ve'oko Yisrael ve'yimeru Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Today, this very day, with all the kids in the day school, I was a one-woman show. I reenacted the story of Choni, the circle maker, because the holiday coming up is Tu B'Shvat, New Year of the Trees, and trees are kind of a big part of the story. In the story, I'm not going to act it out for you because you're adults, and I'm very exuberant in my acting things out. So a little rabbinic, seriousness. But I'll tell you the story. In the story of Choni, the circle maker, this particularly very famous one about Choni, he's going for a walk, and he sees there's an old person who's planting some seeds. And he asks, what are those seeds? And they say, it's a tree. And he goes, okay, what kind of tree? And they say, it's for a carob tree. And Choni goes, carob? He says, you're like grandparent age, and it takes about 70 years for carob tree to go from seed to making fruit. 70 years, and so no offense, you might not be around. You're not going to be around to eat any of the fruit from this tree you're planting. And this older person said, well, I live in a fruitful world. I'm planting for my grandchildren. Now, Choni kind of blows off this answer, and he's a little tired from going on this long walk and harassing various old people, so he decides to take a nap, as one does. And he naps for a long time, like 70 years. You get where I'm going? He naps for 70 years. He finally wakes up, okay. And he sees a kid eating some carob. And he says, hey kid, where did you get that carob? And the kid says, it's from this carob tree. It was planted in the time of my grandparents. And Honi's just dumbstruck at this answer. Now we tell the story around this time of the year, ostensibly because the story is about trees, and Tu B'Shvat is the new year of the trees, woo, trees are important, yada yada. But it's about more than just that, if you dig a little bit. It's about legacy, other people's legacy, and our own legacy. About how past generations shaped our present time, and how we set up the world for future generations. Choni is not a fan of this senior citizen's actions. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it at first, at least. Because he says, like, why are you toiling? Like, all this effort to plant and to water and weed and tend to this little seedling, you're never going to taste the sweetness of the fruits. But then Choni gets to do what none of us ever get to see. He sees the plan come to fruition. He sees the dream realized. The senior citizen who's planting those carob seeds had no way of knowing that it would pan out, that it would sprout, no way of seeing that any grandchildren would even eat this fruit, that they would feast. But they planted with the dream and the hope and the goal that the future would be fruitful. And it's that kind of an act, working toward a more beautiful future with the expectation that we ourselves may never see it. It is that incredible level of selflessness. That's the true meaning of the story of Choni. And it's one of the core truths of the holiday of Tu B'Shvat we're about to celebrate. We don't plant for ourselves. We plant for the future. Now I realize it is easy to look around the world, especially right now, and be a pessimist. Trust me, I'm really good at that. Just scrolling and doom. And to see so much bad news, it feels like, over and over, so much injustice in the world. But think about it like this. A few of you, barely a few of you, were born before 1954. Maybe only one or two of you. I'm with peers. But those of you who were born before 1954, you were born before Brown versus Board of Education. That was the Supreme Court ruling that made it illegal to segregate schools on the basis of race, made it illegal to have a white school and a black school. I remember when I was in high school interviewing my school librarian back in Virginia, who remembered when the decision was handed down, Brown was handed down. And it was Virginia, so desegregation did not go quietly into that good night. But it went. That's a major positive change. That's just since my parents' generation. But maybe you're saying, oh, that was forever ago. Saying kids, the 50s. If you were born, the few of you, before 1974, means you were born before the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, which allowed women to own credit cards in their own name. I take it for granted. Of course I have a credit card in my own name, like I have two. But before 1974, nope. That's only about 15 years before I was born. It's not that long ago that women didn't have that or, frankly, many other rights. But look at us now. But maybe you're saying, oh, the 70s is still too far away to fathom, right? Because you're like teenagers, right? The 70s, it's a million years ago. How about 2015, right? Almost all of you were born before 2015. And that means you were born before the landmark case of Oberfeld versus Hodges, which rules that in every single one of these 50 states, same-sex couples have the right to marry like anybody else. Not even 10 years ago, there were states where you could not get married if you wanted to marry somebody who was the same gender as you. We have come such a long way. It's amazing. And in the 50s, those fighting for civil rights couldn't imagine black Supreme Court justices, black congressmen and women, black president. In the 60s and the 70s, who could imagine? We don't just have our own credit cards now. Women run Fortune 500 companies. They're rabbis and cantors. Thank you. Yeah, well, thank you. Wasn't going for that, but I'll take it. 10 years ago, who could envision that we live in a country where we can all marry the people we love? And when you think of it like this, they seem like miracles, but they're better than miracles because they didn't happen through magic. They worked through the work, the tireless, the seemingly endless work of many, many people. We all stand on the shoulders of giants, those who came before us, and they fought battles that we cannot imagine, so that we can live in a world that is more fruitful, more beautiful, more just than the one before it. Tu B'Shvat asks us to look up at that gorgeous foliage and to recognize and be grateful for all that we enjoy because of the work of previous generations. But it also kind of commands us to look down at the barren ground beneath our feet that cries out for planting. We must be glad, Jewish tradition teaches. We must be grateful, yes, but we also must persist. We all know that we live in a world that is still becoming what it could be, and it's not yet a place of perfection. But far from letting that stop us, oh, it's never going to be perfect. We haven't seen the dream realized, so why bother trying? No, Honi was wrong in the story. Yes, the senior citizen would never eat the fruit. Honi was right about that, but the effort was not for his own sake. It was in pursuit of the better world, the world of the future. That's why the elder toiled. So we must all ask ourselves, what seeds must still be planted? What tender young saplings need tending? Who in our country cries out for justice? In what ways could this place be more fruitful for all of us? Now remember, Tu B'Shvat's one of our 4 Jewish New Years, so what better time to have a New Year's resolution? To think of just that one area that you want to plant or tend or till for the betterment of those who will come after you, to enjoy riches that you can't even fathom, the way those who came before us could not imagine the ways in which we ourselves are now so blessed. And I know it can be a little daunting to think about that. You just scroll through the news can pull up so many ways in which our world is not what we want for ourselves and certainly not for our children. But we cannot despair. Jewish tradition does not expect perfection of us. The rabbis teach, Lo alecha melacha ligmor, it is not your duty to finish the work. V'lo ata ben charin lebata mimena, but neither are you free to neglect it. It is the trying that makes us great. The only question is, what are you going to try to make better for those who come after you? Shabbat Shalom. Well, thank you. We turn to page 56 and we rise for the Aleinu, page 56.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol lated gerula leotzer breshit shelo asanu kekuye haratzot belo samanu kamishbahot adama shelo sam chelkenu kahem begor aleinu kechol hamonam va'anachnu korim Umishakavim umodim Lifnei melech Malchei hamachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu Shehuno teshamayim Veyosed aretz O Moshe vikaro Bashamayim imo Ushkinatu zo Begov hemeromim Eloheinu enod Emet Malkeinu efesulato Kakatu betorato Vedatayam vechashevota elevavecha Ki Adonai hua Elohim Bashamayim imah Ve'aharetz mitachat einod Ve'ne'emar ve'haya Adonai lamelech al kol ha'aretz Bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad Ushemo ושמו אחד.
And you may be seated. This week at Beth Yeshurun, we hold a special place in our hearts for those who are in mourning, who are mourning the loss of loved ones. We especially think of our friends, our family, our brothers and sisters in Jerusalem, and those who were murdered in the attack last week and those who are still recovering. We also think of those in our congregational family who have lost loved ones close to them in recent days. The families of Linda Rubenfeld, Edna Narowski Mendoza, Meyer Chaskin, Evelyn Reichenthal, and Merwin Kalina. If you are currently in mourning or if you are observing a yard site, I do invite you to join me on page 58 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach yirotei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'elam al mei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudashah b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'am meiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. You may be seated. May all of our loved ones' memories be for a blessing. We have one very special anniversary tonight. We are going to recognize, so you say a big mazal tov for 63 years of marriage to Joan and Max Lupoloff. Must have been one of those child brides. I can't imagine. 63 years. You're not old enough to be married 63 years. You say the one good thing happened this past year was that you stayed healthy, enabling you to visit your children and their spouses, your 12 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. And two on the way? Bishat tova, mazal tov. You say you could not ask God for more than that, and I agree. It is so wonderful to see you both. It's been so long, and we wish you many, many more years, only simchas, health, happiness, many, many blessings, and 2 more apparently to come. So mazal tov on 63 years of marriage. Just a few things to announce because we got a lot of nice things, but we're going to narrow it down so you can remember it all. Just kidding. We have a website. Like I said, upcoming is Tu B'Shvat, the new year of the trees. So if you're in a mood to help out some of our trees, clean up some of our local green areas on Sunday, February 5th. That's this Sunday. All ages. This is an all ages event. Welcome to join us at Willow Waterhole for a cleanup. It's a beautiful space. It's not far from here. You start around 3:30. We have some snacks because you got to eat your juice, and then we'll be cleaning up. If you have a trash picker upper and gloves, great. If not, they will be provided. Please wear closed-toe shoes. I have the fire ant scars to prove. You really want to have closed-toe shoes and pants, but it's worth it. You should come. Don't let that turn you off. And after we do a nice little cleanup of the area, it's beautiful and the weather should be nice. We'll send you home with a Tu B'Shvat Seder in a bag, so you can go home and have a nice little Tu B'Shvat Seder just the way the Kabbalists said we should. That is on Sunday, We've also got on Friday, February 10th, so that's not now, but 1 week from now. At our Shabbat Renewal is our annual J-Dime Shabbat. That's Jewish Disabilities Awareness, Acceptance, and Inclusion Shabbat. We're trying to raise disability awareness along with synagogues all over the country, supporting efforts to foster inclusion in Jewish communities worldwide. We are welcoming as our guest speaker Katie Scott, who's the president of Care Partners Texas. They provide support and resources to caregivers and those living with memory loss, Alzheimer's, and dementia, other challenges of aging. Beth Yeshurun has hosted their Gathering Place program for over 11 years, so we're so excited to have the president of Care Partners to come speak to us about the work they're doing. That's going to be a week from right now. Sunday after that, on the 12th, it is the worldwide wrap. We know y'all got plans that afternoon, so this is in the morning. There are going to be synagogues, conservative synagogues all over the world, certainly all over the country, and definitely all over Texas, are going to be putting on tefillin. So whether you put on tefillin every single morning, mazel, or you've never put on tefillin before, you're welcome to come join us at 9 a.m. We will have breakfast, because again, you got to feed the Jews. And then sponsored by 100 Jewish Men, so thank you to them for that. Then we will come into here, where your rabbis, your cantor, and some helpful folks will help you put on tefillin if you've never worn them before. So you can bring yours, or we have loaners. That's going to be on Sunday, February 12th at 9 a.m. Join the Jews all over the world, do a mitzvah, and then go to, I don't know, your Super Bowl party. In 2 weeks, we have our scholar in residence, Dr. Robbie Harris. Theme for the weekend is Searching for God in Times of Crisis. How timely. It's always a crisis, it seems like. So that should be a lot of interesting information and spirituality and the combination of those two. That's going to be all weekend, of course, culminating with Yom Limud. All those details, go to the website. I'm not going to bother rattling it off, but it's worth it. You should come. And Yom Limud will be that Sunday, and I'm teaching, just saying. Not about that. I'm teaching witchcraft. So if you want to sign up for Yom Limud, it's going to be fun. And we also have our Shul Sisters concert. That is coming up, honoring Rabbi Jack Siegel and Toby, his wife. It's going to be amazing. We have one of the Shul Sisters right here, but we're going to get a couple more. Because, you know, the full set. I think there are still tickets available, but it's like, you should hop on that after Shabbat. Go to the website. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And we are wishing a big mazal tov to the Kaufman family. I think Ian's doing fantastically. Well done. I know you're shepping all the nachas, and there's going to be so much more nachas tomorrow as we really kick off this bar mitzvah thing. We get the talit, does pretty much the whole service. You can get the sermon too if you want. He's going to do a great job, and so we are so excited for Ian and the entire Kaufman family. And last but certainly not least, we want to be a big thank you, huge thank you to the band and to Julie for doing an amazing job. Thank y'all. They bring so much ruach, so much spirit, so much musical. It's like being back in the temple days. I'm sure they had all the stuff back in the temple, and if they didn't, they would have wished they had. It makes Shabbat so much more special. That's all the announcements I could possibly muster. You're welcome. Of course, everyone is welcome to join us if you go out the hall and go that direction, you'll find food for the Jews because we can't send you home hungry. That's all I got? Yeah, we're good? Yeah. Do we have any children? We do have children. I would love to invite any children here to the bima for a blessing, and then Ian will lead us in the kiddush. So all the kiddies, the little kitty. I mean, everyone's somebody's child. I mean, like literal children. Literal children. And if you're sitting here with your kids, you're legally still a child, you're minor children, yes. So over all of our daughters, or if you're sitting there with your daughter, if your daughter's all grown up, you're still a daughter, over all of our daughters we will say, may God bless you, make you like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Over our boys, if you're here with your son, over all our boys we say, may God bless you and make you like Ephraim and Menashe. And for your whole family, group hug, family hug, this is a whole family blessing. So no matter what your family looks like, this is a blessing for you. Blessing for you. For all of our folks, you'll say, Shalom. May God give you the most special blessings, that of shalom, peace, and let us all say, Amen. We now rise in body or spirit. Page 55 as Ian leads us in the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho, b'ahava uvratzon, hinhilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehillah, lemikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziyat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'harta, motanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, b'shabbat kodecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinhatanu. Baruch atah Adonai, me'kadesh haShabbat.
Shabbat Shalom.